little cold down here, but hey, good evening everyone, it's Nikki here. So we are Monday, and I know I have not posted in like 3 days, but I made the kind of subconscious, conscious decision not to do social media this weekend, because I got really drunk through the whole weekend, but that's okay. Well, not the whole weekend, for like most of the weekend. Friday night and Saturday night I went out and I got really drunk both nights. But that isn't what we're going to be talking about today. I think we're going to be doing not recoveries, but I think we're going to be doing recaps of that later throughout the week, going over what happened those 2 nights. But today is Monday. I had a guy over today, earlier today, during the actual daytime. It was weird. I had like 2 hours open at work and there was no one that booked in, so I sent a message to, we're gonna have to recap and go backwards. So, Sunday was my recovery day from the bar, and Saturday night I went out with Taylor. So Saturday night Taylor came back to my place and we spent the night, and Sunday was recovering, and Sunday morning we went to go out for coffee, and we got coffee and down at Tim Hortons, and one of her friends was there and he was cute and we got talking, and I added him to Facebook, and then like I sent him a message later that evening and I was like, oh, it was nice to meet you, I wouldn't mind to hang out sometime. And we basically just kind of started talking from there, and next thing you know, today's going around and I get up, I get ready, I go to work, I do my first treatment. No, sorry, my first client no-showed today. Well, they called later, but they didn't make it for their appointment, and then there wasn't really enough time when they called for another appointment, because it was like maybe 25 minutes till my next appointment slot, so it just wasn't going to work out. But then I had my 3 o'clock and I did my 3 o'clock treatment, and that went all good and fine, and I finished work at 4 and I left work probably about 4:15, and no one had booked in for 4:30 or 6 o'clock, so I was like, okay, I'm going home. Sent him a message and I was like, so I have a couple hours off right now. I mean, someone might book in for work later and I might have to bail and run on you later, but did you want to come over and hang out for a bit? And he was like, yeah, I can come over for a bit. So I came home, I got ready, he came in, we went upstairs, and it was actually a good time. It really was. Not like a good time and a rough time, but like a good time and a nice, like, okay, this is weird, but nice. We didn't hook up. Well, I mean, we did, but we didn't. So what had happened was we sat there for a little bit and we actually talked before we started making out, which is a new thing for me. But you know what? We're turning over new leaves. Why? We'll get into that later. So stay tuned for news. But like rawr. Tea, I guess. You could call it tea. But it's not really that much tea. It's just kind of like caution. Anyways, so yeah, we chatted for maybe like 10 minutes and it was awkward, and I'm like, I really don't know what to talk about. I'm like, I don't do small talk. I don't do deep conversations very well. So this is really super awkward. So I'm just like, what did I do? I got up to do something. I think I got up to check my phone real quick to make sure no one booked in for the 6 o'clock appointment, and then I sat back down and rested my head on his shoulder, and I was like, you know, when we were at Tim's, I really just wanted to ask you if I could lay my head on your chest and cuddle up, but like I felt like that would be weird. So yeah, I didn't, but I'm laying my head on your chest now. And then he was like, oh, so you found me attractive? And I was like, yeah, you are a cutie, and you're kind of nice too, so like that's always a plus in a guy. And then we started cuddling from there, and then the clothes started coming off, yes, but like, it wasn't like right away, it wasn't like sexual, it was just kind of like cuddling and like, okay, now his shirt's off, and then okay, now my shirt and my bras are off, and now he left his underwear on, but he took his pants off, and then I took my pants and underwear off. So I was naked, but he was in his boxers. But that's how we ended up cuddling in the end, but like, it took in stages, and then like, I did give him hand job, and he did come. And he did play with my penis a bit, so like, there was some sexual contact, but it wasn't like a come over and which is actually weird, but like, good weird, and it was nice. It was, there were some things that weren't nice. He doesn't choke, and that's a thing. Like, I asked him to choke me, and he said no, and I was like, okay, that's fair. And then later on, after we were cuddling a bit more, I was like, so, you're not into the choking, like, at all? And he's like, no, why? And I was like, what if, like, whoever you're with is into it? And he's just like, thinks about it for a bit, and he's like, no, I don't think I could. And I'm like, oh, that's fair. So like, that is a pretty big thing. And he didn't seem very dominant. He seemed very kind of like nice and tame. But like, also, I'm just getting to know him too. So like, maybe he's just getting comfortable. So like, that's a thing. But choking is a really big thing for me. So I don't know. But like, he was cute, and he was kind, and he was sweet. And we cuddled all day in between clients, and it was beautiful and bliss and amazing. But that was a beautiful day. And like, I could get used to that. Not having clients and then just going home and laying in bed and having cuddles. It's a nice way to spend the afternoon. It actually was gorgeous. I still kind of wish we but that's okay, because you know what? Time happens. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But hey. Rar. My smoke went out. That's a thing. So yeah. Why was I taking such caution? And why was I being so like, oh, there was a moment in me too, where the hoe, I had to keep the hoe like under wraps, because like I said, I gave him hand job, so like when he came and he finished, he came on his chest, and like I placed my hand in it, and like the hoe in me wanted to be like, and lick my fingers, but I'm like, wait, no. Random stranger, don't put his cum in your mouth. Random stranger, don't put his cum in your mouth. Random stranger, don't put his cum in your mouth. I was like, oh, I'll get you a towel for that. And then I got up and I got him a towel. So like, adulting and like self-respect and like just being respectful of myself. And that's like steps in the positive direction. So rar. And yeah, that was a thing. And yes, that sounds pretty bad. But like the hoe in me was really like, I wanna like, But like, no. I tamed myself, random stranger, and why? Because Fredericton is going through a gonorrhea outbreak. That's pretty much all I know about it. I don't know, people all mention it on Facebook, so I'm like, okay, maybe I should really kind of be a bit more safer, because like, I have been using protection more, but at the same time, not all the time, so I really should be doing it all the time, and I should be keeping my hoe side tame and under wraps. Not so much tame, like I can let myself run free and wild, but like I also can't make out with random guys at the bar. That's a thing that I should not be doing. But let's be real, I'm probably gonna make out with random guys at the bar again. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not just a drunk whore. I am a drunk whore, but I'm not just a drunk whore. I don't know. Maybe a bit. Like, I don't know. I know I've been thinking about it before, but like, with this outbreak going on, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes me just like, okay, how many people have I hooked up with? But yeah, Fredericton's going through a gonorrhea outbreak, so it just, I guess it kind of makes me think a little bit more like, okay, maybe I should be a bit more safer, because I mean, knock on wood, I still get lucky, because I mean, the fucking drunk encounters I have, I should not be as lucky. I should, realistically, we all know I shouldn't be alive, probably, with most of the shit I do, so, rawr. But, I'm still here, so, like, I'm kicking, and I'm kicking for a reason, and that's what I'm going with, and rawr. I don't know where that's going, but, getting back on track, gonorrhea. No more making out with drunk guys at the bars. Or trying not to. Unless it's New Year's Eve. Like, New Year's Eve is my exception, because New Year's Eve I made out with like 4 or 5 guys that night, and it was beautiful and amazing, and I was like, oh. Like, I was dancing with a bunch of random strangers, and they'd be dancing with me, and I'd be like, just letting you know I'm trans. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And they'd either dance with me a bit more, kiss me and leave, dance with me a bit, and then kiss me, and then eventually I found one that stayed, and he choked me good. And I didn't get to bring him home from the bar either. And that's like the saddest part. Not really, it's okay, because like how many other guys have I brought home? Choked me good. I know I have issues. I'm aware of my issues. I'm very much aware. Yeah. But today's guy was super nice, and he doesn't like choking, so that's going to be a thing, and it's going to be an interesting thing. So he's probably not going to be interested in hurting me very much, so like, I'll be learning more like a passionate, like, happy side of sex, I guess, maybe? I don't know. It's not going to be rough, pin me down, and hard. That's basically what I'm getting at, which, I mean, I'm okay with, kind of, sort of. Not really, but like, I don't know, maybe. We'll see. But he is nice, and I want to get to know him some more. And I do want to hook up. And he's a hockey player, and a baseball player. Oh, he's a jock. Rawr. I like jocks. I like muscles. I like women. Rawr. Okay. But anyways, that's my triple threat for the day. Jocks, men, and muscles. Oh god. So yeah, I guess I'm going to be ending it here for the day. If you've enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button down below, and why not comment something to make it a triple threat. My triple threat for the day is no chokes, no slaps, and no sex. No chokes, no head, and no sex. And it was still a good time. So rawr. And I will see you whenever I upload today's video.